Hi, and welcome back to Hacker101. In this session, we're going to talk about session fixation bugs. This is mostly an antiquated bug, but it still pops up from time to time, especially in legacy PHP applications. As the name implies, the bug occurs when sessions get fixated. That is, when an attacker is able to force a user to make use of a given session identifier, which they also have, they can let the user log in and then use that known session ID. Here you can see an example flow for how this attack may take place. An attacker tells a victim to go to a page with a PHP SesID value passed in the query string, setting the session accordingly. The victim goes to that page and logs in. Then the attacker goes to the site and uses that same session ID to go right into the account. There are actually two problems here. The first is that session IDs in the query string are easy to leak to other users or to other sites via the referrer header. The second is that session IDs are used as the sole, perpetual mechanism of tying a browser to a user. Now, visible session IDs have mostly gone away, but they were a huge problem even a few years ago. You'll still see them in legacy PHP apps occasionally. These not only allow for session fixation, but complete leakage of session IDs, and as a result, seeding account control essentially. Sessions are most commonly used for consistent authentication to an application. That's how we think of them at least. But sessions aren't really a user phenomenon. They're also used to store the number of login attempts, saved account ID, and other ancillary data. Getting rid of visible session IDs is critical, but it's not quite enough. If there's any way for the user to specify a session ID to be used post-authentication, you're still vulnerable to session fixation. Therefore, the key is simple. When the user logs in, they get a brand new session ID with a brand new ID. It doesn't matter how fresh and new this existing session is. Additionally, it's recommended to wipe out old sessions upon logout. This completely prevents session fixation, and it reinforces the idea that a single application session is a single user session. Unauthenticated sessions are kept entirely separate from authenticated sessions. As always, thanks for watching, and happy breaking.